Hello, my name is Alex, and today I'll be making a inspiring speech. Today I'll be making a eulogy about my father, Peter Naddis. Now, I just want to start off by saying that this is a very valuable assignment. I definitely see the value in it because my dad actually did pass away nearly a decade ago this January, and I did not have a eulogy prepared when the time came, and I wish I did, and I'm still regretting it almost 10 years later. So I really hope that some of my cohort find value in this exercise. You never know when you're going to need something like this. Moving forward, this is in memory of my dad, Peter Naddis. Now, my dad was a wonderful guy. I'm actually very similar to him in a lot of ways, not just in how we look, as you can see from these photos that are of his two weddings here. Now, unfortunately, I don't have more photos of him, so we're going to be looking at these for a little bit. Just stick with me. I have some very meaningful things to say. Now, my father was a very charismatic guy. He would talk to anyone, especially if he thought you were from Romania or Greek or whatever. He would try to speak to you in that language because that was where he was from. That was a part of his foundational culture, and he tried to instill that on us growing up. We grew up with our grandparents who barely spoke English. I grew up speaking Macedonian, but not anymore. Now I just speak English. It's funny how it goes. Anyways, so he would speak with anyone, absolutely anyone, and he would talk them till he was blue in the face. He was very well read, and he had all these crazy ideas, so he could go on these long tangents, and before you know it, you had 10 different conversations. You didn't even get a word in edgewise, and so sometimes, these people need to be saved. He was a very good wingman in that way. He could be talking to a beautiful girl, and I could see her getting kind of concerned in the face. I'd be like, it's okay. He just goes on sometimes, and she'd be, oh, thank you for saving me. He was the greatest. You know what? I think if we were all just more talkative and friendly with our fellow human, that the world would be a much better place. So that is the first trait that he showed. Now, the next trait I want to talk about is he just encouraged me to be active, and I think that and he encouraged himself to be active with me. So I think if we could instill that into our fellow men, then we'll get more stuff done altogether. But let's give some examples. So growing up, he put me in soccer, and he showed up to all my games. He coached me when I was young, and then when I was beyond his skill level, he went to all my games and took me there. We used to go on long bike rides before I could even start going in regular sports in school, I suppose. So we would go down by Scarborough Bluffs. We'd go out to Niagara through the vineyards, and he was just always open to new experiences. And he was emphasized staying active. So I think that was a very good trait, and I try and stay active now because of him. I hope we all can stay active. My last point here is that he was a great cook. All his food was delicious, and he loved to create recipes from all over the world, whether it was butter chicken, or if it was beer cheese soup, or I don't know, it was just chicken legs or meat, or I could start listing off a million different recipes he liked to cook. But the point is that there were so many of them that my palate is not picky at all. He made me open to trying all kinds of new experiences and not be scared about it. I have a lot of friends who are very picky eaters, and I'm not picky in the slightest. I think that's because of the way I was raised. And you know what? I think if all of us could be a bit less picky and a bit more open to new experiences, that the world would be a better place. Yeah, so these three traits, I think that if we all emulated my dad a little bit more, we can make the world a better place. Be social, charismatic, friendly to thy neighbor kind of thing. Be out and active, and lastly, be open to new experiences. Thank you for listening to my little speech. I hope you feel inspired. I hope you feel like you know him a bit better. And, I feel better just talking about it. So thank you for providing me with this experience. Have a good day.